morning, everybody. How are you doing today? Well, as you can see, I'm not at devotion today. Had to drive the kids to school, and then I have a coffee that I forgot about. And I know it's my day to do devotion, so I thought I'd do a little video devotion today, so Helen wouldn't have to lead, because I know she would love to lead this morning. So last night, Sarah and I, we were reading the Bible as we've been going through the book of Mark, and we're in chapter 4. We read the parable in Mark chapter 4 about the sower, the guy who sowed the seeds. And if you read the story, you'll know that some of the seed that he threw went on to the side of the road. Some of it went in the rocky soil. Some of it went into the thorns, and some of it went on the good soil. And that parable is a really interesting thing, because it talks about our work and all that we do as Christians, as we share God's love and God's word with folks, and they receive it in different ways, and they process it in different ways. Some of them are very much ready to receive it, and some aren't. And I think it's interesting to think about that today as you help folks during grocery store, and as we continue to work with discipleship through pathways and everything else today. One thing that I think about is that the first seed that falls down, it goes on the side of the road, and the birds come and pick it up. Right? It's never even gets to the ground hardly. And that is like some of our folks who, we tell them, hey, here's something good for you. Here's a great program for you. Here's how you can become a better disciple of Christ. And before anything happens, some event, some calamity comes upon them, something through Satan, something through their own devices that snatches a seed up before it even has a chance to do anything. It could be a family, could be a friendship that they've been involved with that won't allow them to get out of their current situation. You know stories like that all around. The other one's another interesting one, is that sometimes that we spread the seed and it goes on the rocky soil. And on that rocky soil, there's no real growth. It's not very deep. It's just very shallow. And some people only think about the shallow parts of faith. They don't really delve deep into the mysteries of God and the great things for God's kingdom. And we have a lot of people like that. Some people that we say, hey, here's a great opportunity, and they come to one or two programs, or they come to one or two Bible studies, or they start out in pathways, and next thing you know, they're gone. They get just a little bit of it, and it never really takes root and goes deep. The others, through the thorns, think about people that they never seem to have time for anything else. They're worried about themselves or the cares that they have, and they don't take time to know that God is the answer for them, and thus they end up getting the seed choked out, and it never really has time to do anything. But then there's the other folks, and that's the one that we really want to focus on today. Those folks who we invest deeply in. And we talk about our tier model, the tier 1. Some of those people are, they're the ones that go on the side of the road. Some of them are the ones that maybe have the rocky soil. Tier 2 people are it's a little more fertile ground. It's a little bit better, and that they're hearing things a little bit more. They're coming to things a bit more, but still they could be in that thorny situation in life where they can't really process everything in order to get to a better spot. But then there's folks in our tier 3 who hear the program, who hear the words, who listen to God's heart, and they follow through, and they become disciples of Christ in beautiful ways. Today we want to focus on those people. I think around the table, all of you are people who have allowed the seed to go deep into your life, who have allowed God's word to penetrate everything that you do. And I think about Anna. She's been at Brother Bill's for so long now. I think about Miss Helen, who has grown her faith so much. I think about Gloria and being a person who's receiving stuff at Brother Bill's and now is growing and glowing. And of course, Maria's story we told on the video a few weeks ago. I think about Mary finding her faith in the midst of, looking for a career and rediscovering what she loves to do in life. All of us in some way or another, whether it's Courtney, myself, Adair, Evelyn, whether it's Vanessa, Maria, Kim, Priscilla, CJ, any of you folks around that table right now, you know that the soil that you're standing in is fertile. And you never know. Maybe working at Amazon one day, and you get a call that you need to go work at this one place, and the next thing you know, it's fertile soil there. And you're like Sarah, and you spring up, and you're growing in your faith, and you're growing in your career. So today, I want you guys to be thinking about all those things and how God is using you in particular in powerful ways to further His kingdom, to further His work. And I pray for you all this morning as I'm at this coffee and not able to be with you, that you would enjoy Mark chapter 4 today. I don't think I left anybody out, did I? Let's see. If I left you out in my little story, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Love you guys. Have a great Thursday morning.